Just do more of the good stuff you're already doing. Written by Khatzumoto, posted in February of 2013. We're constantly admonished by others and ourselves to get outside our comfort zone, and think outside the box, and think outside the thinking outside the box. Footnote 1. Thanks to Eliezer Yudkowsky for this genius line, smiley face. End footnote. And innovate. And that stuff's great. It's totally awesome. Go for it. But I think that lost in the fog of good advice and good intentions is the fact that all of us, every single one of us, already does something right, does something well. We often look for success outside ourselves, as if it weren't already a part of us. But looking back at the things I've made work, one of the things that worked best was to look inside myself. I'm not going to be one of those hippies who tells you to never read another book again and don't listen to other people. I think that's naive and a little self-contradictory, given that we would have never found any of their advice if we weren't reading books. Kind of like when Tim Ferriss recommended reading less in 4-Hour Workweek. An amazing book, and Tim is one of my life heroes. He's one of the few people in the world with the courage to call a spade and do so in a book while quoting effing Seneca. How boss is that? Footnote 2. You're not sure, are you? Well, let me explain to you how boss it is. Even Tony Robbins didn't have the guts to do this, and thus risk alienating a lot of people. Jim Rohn hinted at it, but never went all the way. To my knowledge, Steve Pavlina and Tim Ferriss, and Ernie J. Zelensky are the only 2 or 3 who have had the Spanish eggs to do this and not be, comically gloomy but seductively articulate hippie anarchists or anarcho-syndicalists or whatever disillusioned middle-class kids from the suburbs are calling themselves these days. End footnote. He's changed my life. Shh, don't tell him I said nice things about him, though. It would make things awkward between us. I was like, dude, are you kidding? So my tip for you today is to look inside yourself. It is very well and very good to look outside as well, but I think that, often enough, implicit in this eccentric, exophilic, other-centered action is a total rejection of who we are and were. And that can't be good. I mean, there's being sunao, footnote 3, sunao, the special type of humility, the cup open and empty and facing upwards kind that Bruce Lee and Takashi Harada talk about. End footnote. I.e., open to new ideas, and then there's thinking you're an incorrigible pile of compost. Facebook photos and other outward appearances notwithstanding, I think most people are on the compost side. Most people think very little of themselves, and this very thought impedes their progress. Or maybe I've just been in Japan too long and I'm surrounded by pretty girls who think they're ugly. Footnote 4. I know, right? End footnote. I don't know. I do know that I like the surrounded by pretty girls part of that sentence. It's a nice take-home image. Certainly I looked outside myself a lot for figuring out how to get used to Japanese. I mean, I googled hard, or whatever search engines I was using at the time. Couldn't have been Ala Vista. It's weird. All I remember is using Google once and then never looking back. But I also looked inside. I looked at my childhood and what I had liked. I looked at what made me happy and what came easily to me. Playing with computers, watching cartoons. I am a genius at watching cartoons. Oh, and sitting on couches. If sitting on couches were an art form, footnote 5. I'm not exaggerating. When I went back to Kenya in 2011, we're sitting on the couch, and my mom goes to my sisters, "You see that, girls? That is a boy who knows how to sit on a couch." I'm paraphrasing, but my couch sitting technique was complimented. I am exaggerating, but comments were made. All I'm saying is, I'm good with couches, man. End footnote. My black belt would have so much gravity that light and other black belts could not escape it. I looked at what I could, would, and was doing right and consistently already, and then I just expanded it. I blew it up like a balloon. I knew I could learn one word, right? So the SRS was just a tool to repeat that process. Basically, all I did was industrialize the good things I was doing already. Footnote 6. The danger here now is that I tend to try and industrialize everything and turn everything into a system or process where some things are best left as singleton trials. End footnote. I mass-produce them. It's like when you try to tell a girl a joke and she likes it, so you just keep telling the same joke over and over and over and over again. It always works. Haha. No. But I bet you're worried about that, oh no, I can't just do more of... Sure you can. It'll work. Think of yourself as being full of seeds. Footnote 7. Wow, this could never go wrong. End footnote. And you take one of those seeds and you water and fertilize the heck out of it until it grows into a massive... I don't know. Let's go with oak tree. A massive oak tree. So you do that. The moral of the story is less self-flagellation. You're not a racehorse. You can't whip yourself into running faster. Only a jockey can do that, and I've never liked short men riding on me. Or tall men. Or men, period. It makes the friendship awkward. Less self-flagellation, less blame, less self-fulfilling prophecies about what a POS you are, more looking for what's right and how you can supersize that with ease. Today, don't go looking for something else right to do. You already have a lot of right inside you. You already have a lot of good inside you, so double it. Footnote 8. Recursively. End footnote. And this is why I hate New Year's resolutions, because they're basically saying, last year was a washout, and I was a homophobic F-slur, but this year, I'm gonna be awesome. This year, I'm going to deserve to live. This year, I'm going to earn the title of human being. No, you do amazing things, and you did them last year too. Footnote 9. Here's an exercise. Write down 5 awesome things you did last year. End footnote. So just do even more of them this year.